Time now for the Cannabis Connection Show. Now your hosts from the Dream Days Dispensary in Depew.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cannabis Connect podcast, your Saturday morning stop for honest, educational, and entertaining talks about the cannabis industry. I'm your host, Sydney Barrett, coming to you from Dream Days Dispensary. Whether you're new to cannabis or just curious, we're here to guide you through the haze with real stories and real facts. You can listen live on WEBR Radio, 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. every Saturday, or you can listen in to all of our past podcasts on webrradio.com. You can also learn more if you visit my website, www.thedreamdaze.com, and that's DAZE, or by calling us directly at 716-288-7138. And today's episode is a special one. We're joined by someone who's not only a medical cannabis patient and user, but also someone who works in the industry as a wholesale account manager. We'll talk to her about her personal journey and what it's like inside of cannabis sales and what all of this means for folks like you and me. So grab your coffee or your gummies and let's dive right in. Welcome, Nikki. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to introduce yourself a little bit, and let's start at the beginning. What is your backstory and what led you to try cannabis in the first place?
Hi, Sydney. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah.
I love the Cannabis Connecting the Dots podcast.
Yay! All about education.
It's all about education and removing the stigma. I came to the plant about 8 years ago as a medical patient. At the time, I didn't realize I was a medical patient because cannabis was never offered as a therapy for me and the symptoms that I was sustaining due to a traumatic brain injury that I suffered while working as a pediatric nurse.
Wow, that's tough.
It was a life-changing injury, but it was a fluke accident. And pretty much what I've learned is all of us that come to this industry have a backstory of sorts. And this plant gave me hope when I had none. And I say none, I was literally ready to take my life while standing on a balcony in Las Vegas, while being on over 16 different pharmaceutical drugs that were prescribed, each one having a more detrimental effect than what the symptoms were.
On your mental health.
On my mental health, on my physical health. I was in chronic pain all the time with a significant head injury that I never didn't have a headache. When I say a headache, it was a 7 out of 10 all day, every day. Throw in some stress, throw in some doctor appointments. That would get up to the 9 and the 10 where people can't live at that level of pain. And I was living it. And when I tell you I was taking every concoction of pharmaceuticals and doing whatever the doctors told me to do. I wasn't taking responsibility or trying to be my own health advocate because I trusted doctors blindly and believed they had my best interest at heart, when in reality, it was just a pharmaceutical cascade of drugs that was damaging my brain chemistry. And when I almost took my life, it was a crazy, crazy day because I was standing on a Las Vegas balcony and a mobile billboard came driving by advertising, "Get your medical marijuana card in Nevada today." I laughed at that billboard, Sydney, because who would have ever thought that, just fry your brain on drugs was going to actually be a therapy that could potentially help me. And I stand here today in front of you and I can say, if it wasn't for this plant, I would not be here.
Wow, that's very powerful.